Ronnie Talks. I'm Ronnie. You can follow me on Instagram at Ronnie Talks 4. This episode was recorded on Thursday, December 10th, 2020. If you're listening to the podcast, you can also find it on YouTube and watch the video. If you're watching the video, you can also go and listen to the podcast. If you want to do either of those things, you can go to linktr.ee/Ronnie Talks, or you could go to Ronnie Talks 4 on Instagram and click the link in my bio. All the links will be there for all the podcast streams, YouTube, and social media. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast. And now, for this episode, we're talking NFL, we're talking football. I got a Hall of Famer on the show, not the way you might think. I brought back a couple of friends from an old podcast that I used to do called We the Fans. It's a really good time. I think we got into a couple of arguments, a couple of disagreements, and I think you're going to enjoy listening to this episode. So with that, Louis C., hit the music, and let's talk some football.
If you want to talk about it, talk about it. Watch what happened in the room when I walk around it. Watch what happened to your mood when I walk about it. See, my energy is love, boy, I'm all about it, all about it. Me, the one who did it off love. Haters gonna hate, but we ain't, cause we talking about me. But this shit is awesome. Ladies, get your man time to spend, yeah, we talking about me. In the city where I'm from, it's a city of a king, it's a city of a dawn. Me, it's a thing, baby. Get it in, ladies. Where I been, wavy, talking about me.
This one's a pretty packed special episode, a reunion of sorts, episode of Ronnie Talks. I got my guys with me from the podcast I used to do, We the Fans, Zach, Mike, Boomer, and a special guest, a Hall of Famer. We have a Hall of Famer on the show.
Nice.
Part of the first class of the Hall of Fans in the NFL. Steeler Rick.
That's it. Thanks for having me, guys. Good to see you again.
If anybody wants to give their social media, go for it. Boomer's got his podcast. Mike, I know you got your card stuff, and Steeler Rick is our very own celebrity. So, yeah. Rick, we can start with you.
Yeah, Facebook, just my name, Rick Holman, and then Instagram, it's Rick_Holman79. And Twitter, it's at RHOLMAN, and the second, Roman numeral.
And if you're a Steeler fan, you should definitely be following this guy.
That's it. Post all my Yinzer talk and all my going to the games and tailgating and, anything Pittsburgh related, really.
Mike?
Whoop, there it is. Twitter. I do have an eBay store where I actively buy and sell sports memorabilia, cards, basketball, football, baseball. Rick knows a little bit about that. Thankfully, we were able to help each other out. He had some Illusions basketball, and I had some money for him. So it worked out for the two of us. And that is Amp Cards and Collectibles eBay store. Go Dolphins.
I'm at Boomer821. I don't do the other one since we don't have that podcast anymore. At Boomer821, and then my podcast is The Boom Stick with my boy Stick Rod, who's a liberal POS, and we debate the topics in life of being a liberal POS and a person with common sense.
You could say piece of shit. It's perfectly fine.
it's better as POS.
I got the explicit tag. It's all good. So, all right, let's get into it. Boomer, I'm glad you wore your Raiders shirt. Looks like me, Rick, and Boomer are the only ones that decided to play along with the reason why we're here today, but that's all right. Obviously, if you're watching the video, you can see I'm a Dolphins fan. Mike is there with me. Steeler Rick is Steeler Rick for a reason, obviously. He's a Steeler fan. Zach is a fan of the Jets to his own fault, and Boomer's a Raiders fan. So we can start by just getting the most embarrassing thing off the table because I just have the most fun talking about it. Even though the main reason we were really here is because the Steelers are having an amazing season. Can we just talk about the Jets for a second and how we run cover zero at the end of the game?
They
Oh,
had to
my.
have done that on purpose. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, he had to have done that on purpose, 100%. When I saw it, I immediately said, Ronnie had actually called me. And he said, what do you think of that? And I said, that was 100% done on purpose. I said, I don't know how I feel about it, but I really don't hate it. I said, at the end of the day, I understand what they're doing and they're tanking, but they get Trevor, they don't get Trevor. It's just one player, and there's so much more work that needs to be done with this team. It doesn't really matter to me if they get Trevor Lawrence, if they don't, because that's just one position, and then there's about 20 other that you still need to get filled. So, at the end of the day, for me, what I do every year is I usually stop watching Jet games by week 4 or 5. This year worked out for me with the Thursday night football game with Denver. That was week 4. Right after that one, I was like, all right, that's it. We'll focus on gambling and fantasy football this year. And that's all it's been now for about 10 weeks.
I have a question, though, for everybody. So, Boomer and Zach, you already answered the question. You think he threw the game on purpose? Does everybody agree with that?
So, I'm not going to say technically. I think he said, okay, we're either going to sack Carr and win, or he's going to make a play and beat us because we're not going to cover this. So I think, if they sack him, sure. But I think, he wasn't going to play soft coverage no matter what.
But does everybody think that he literally did it to throw the game? That was the intention?
I mean, it looked pretty shady from outside looking in. I mean, what are the odds? There was some kind of wild statistic about that situation, down distance, end of the game sequence, about it happening since the merger or whatever, and it was less than 5 times or whatever. I don't know if you saw that.
I think Greg Williams, he did that once or twice before in his career, all out blitz at the end of the game. Yeah. So, maybe he was halfway being cute, halfway saying, if we don't get it, no big hurt because we're still
that's what I
one
think.
Pick.
That's pretty much what I think. The only reason why I don't think he did it on purpose is because what's the actual benefit of him doing that? He's going to get fired. I guess if he wanted to get fired, that would be the benefit. He's going to make Adam Gase look bad.
They fired the wrong coach.
Maybe he wanted to get Adam Gase fired. That's actually a nice little angle.
Well, he did get fired.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I don't understand why they waited until 11 o'clock in the morning. How it took that long for them to fire him. That didn't make sense to me. So you don't care about Trevor Lawrence?
No, I don't. I mean, we get him or we don't. I mean, at the end of the day, let's say we come into the next season with Trevor Lawrence. I'm still not confident in the team itself to even get 9, 8, 10, maybe even 7 wins. I still think we'll place there.
But you don't see them doing
they can. They have the potential to do it, but they need at least 2 or 3 seasons. This is not going to happen in one season. They're not going to go 0-12 and then come 10-6 and go into the playoffs. This is a full-on.
Only
rebuild.
we do that.
This is a full-on rebuild. This is a process. This is going to take at least 3 years minimum, in my opinion.
Mike, 1-15 to 11-5. You know what I'm talking about? That's right. So let's get to the
Chad Pennington.
Yeah, that's right, Chad Pennington. And then he threw 4 interceptions, 2 to Ed Reed in the first playoff game to the Ravens.
I love him.
Terrible. All right, let's get into something not so terrible. And I waited. I thought I was doing the right thing to wait until the Steelers lost to message Griff and ask him if he wanted to be on the show. Listen, as a Dolphins fan, the first thing I said to you was the 72 team gets to pop the champagne now. So now I could ask you to come on. So
that's it.
You've been at some games. So first, let's start there. We kind of talked about it a little bit before the show. But with the COVID situation going on, not everybody's really experiencing being at the games anymore. So what has that been like?
I mean, honestly, being inside, I love it. There's no line for anything. I'm right behind the bench. I mean, they're like, hey, pick your seats, log in at whatever, 5 o'clock and pick whatever seat you want.
Really?
So I just, every single time I was there right on the second it opened up and they said, just pick it. So I just grabbed the first 4 right behind the bench. I mean, you can hear them yelling at each other. I mean, as a fan, it's incredible to be in, but if I was on the outside looking in, I would probably be a little upset. But the experience is cool. I mean, surprisingly, a little bit loud, but, like I said, you can yell across the field at someone else on the other side. But, for having about 4,000 people there, I mean, it's been fun.
That's what I was going to ask. Does the roar of the crowd still compare to the way
of course not, but.
No, right?
Not at all. And I don't know, on TV, I guess they pump in the fake crowd noise, but when you're there, there's nothing coming in when you're there. So it is quiet at times, but when they needed to stop or something like that, and it got pretty loud. I was surprised. So, and the people that are there, they're the ones that kind of go crazy anyway. So it's not like, grandpa's not going to these games really, and kind of a little bit rowdy.
Do you think, are they hitting the capacity that they're trying
I had a question.
What did he say?
So when you're in the stands, you don't hear the crowd noise?
No.
Only 4,000,
I
4,000.
thought they played it through the speakers in the stadium.
No, honestly,
that's gotta be real weird.
Yeah, it's weird. So I think when you watch on TV, I mean, you obviously hear it. It's pumping in. I think it's only through the TV feed.
Oh.
I mean, it's not in there at Heinz Field. I don't know about other places, but yeah, it's just us, and it's kind of strange.
Do the players still look to the crowd for like momentum, or like do the whole hands up? And
Yeah,
stuff like
for
that?
sure. It is. Commercial breaks are long, and in between, they're interacting with us, and I mean, we're yelling things to them. It's my buddy I go with. He knows Deontay Johnson, the wide receiver, so we were yelling at him back and forth and having a little exchange. But it's cool.
That's kind of what I was going to ask, is when you personally are interacting with the players, do they know that you're Terry Bradshaw's best friend?
I mean, those guys, they're focused. I don't even mess around with that. So no, I'm just there, just like anyone else, and trying to have a good time, and as best as we can.
So tell me about the season so far.
I mean,
did you think they were going undefeated?
No, I mean, here's the thing. It's the ring or nothing. I don't care about the perfect season. Is it really going to happen 19-0? No, I don't think with playing that many games, anyone will do it. I mean, obviously the Patriots were close, and thank God they lost.
No cigar.
Exactly. So I would rather get a loss out of the way, and it's takes the pressure off maybe, but I mean, for us, it's all about the ring, and it's either you win it all or I don't care about the season. You enjoy it, you love to go, and you love to watch. But if you don't win the Super Bowl, I mean, it's a failure, and that's the way the team looks at it. So, I mean, you can't help who you play, and it's one of those things. You got to beat who's in front of you, and cliche out the wazoo, but I mean, that's true. So, people are like, oh, Steelers are overrated, this, that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So we'll see. I just got a lot of injuries and a lot of hurt men out there. So, I mean, I'm feeling good, but I would just love to see Ben win one more. That would be the ultimate for me.
Yeah, I've always been a Big Ben fan. Do you think that their running game can hold up through playoff football? And the other question, do you think now with this loss and Kansas City being right behind them, do you think first place is like up for grabs?
Yeah, I mean, the one seed with only one bye, that's going to be tough. And I mean, Kansas City is, they're going to be tough to beat, especially if they're at home.
We're going to try and help you out this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So need a little boost, and that's
them up.
Exactly. That was the only thing, if you could lock up that one seed easy, but they're one slip up and it's over. So you're playing that extra week.
Who holds the tiebreaker between the Steelers and the Chiefs? Do you know?
Steelers do because of strength of common opponent, I think. I want to say
it goes that deep.
Yeah, so both 11-1 at this point, and if it stays, if we both win out, then we would win the tiebreaker against the Chiefs. So.
Oh, that's good. That's nice. One of my favorite things about the Steelers right now is Mike Tomlin. Do you think that what's that, Boomer?
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, what'd you say? You don't like
I didn't
Mike
say
Tomlin?
anything.
You
I
don't
laughed.
like Mike Tomlin?
No, I like Mike Tomlin. I was gonna say the thing that I like about the Steelers right now is nothing. There's nothing to like. Let's not get carried away.
So wait, no. Now you need. I'm going to stop with what I was going to say, and you need to expand on that because they just were undefeated for almost 2/3 of the season.
Oh, come on. It was a pretty fraudulent. I mean, they're a good team, don't get me wrong. It was a fraudulent undefeated. They got lucked out in a lot of games with, different stuff. And this whole COVID thing is BS, and it's messing up the whole league. But I don't think they would have been undefeated if we had a normal season going into this part. But I still think they're probably top 4 in the AFC. I don't think that they're going to be the 1 seed. And I think that if they have to play somebody with a good offense in the playoffs right away, I think they should be kind of scared.
I like that take, Boomer. I think they're definitely a beatable team. They're definitely a beatable team, and they've shown that. I would say over the season, this is the least dominant undefeated team that I've seen in recent years. So not that I dislike the Steelers. I'm not saying that they don't have a chance to win anything, but they've just shown flashes of weakness.
I don't think so. I think they look pretty good. I think their defense steps up when it needs to, and that's really all that matters. They don't need to win by 30 points like Kansas City. Steelers, they always play kind of those tough and gritty games.
But I think that teams like if the Raiders get in or the Dolphins get in, whoever gets in that lower spot, I don't think either one of them fear Pittsburgh like they would fear playing Kansas City.
Kansas City is Kansas City,
right?
I fear both of them. I don't want to play either one.
Oh, I don't think the teams though are scared of playing Pittsburgh. I think they are scared of playing the Chiefs, but I don't think they're scared of playing Pittsburgh. I'm not saying that they're right, but that helps in the mentality of going into the game.
I think Pittsburgh's beatable. I agree with that, but I also think Kansas City's beatable. They've proved that this year also. They've gotten by a couple of games just by luck of the end of the game. I think the Chiefs. I was telling Ronnie after the show, I just think the Chiefs are just going to run away with it as far as the AFC. Right. And if there's a team that can play or knock off the Steelers or the Chiefs or that has a chance in the AFC, I do like the Buffalo Bills. Why does nobody talk about the Tennessee Titans?
Because they're fraudulent.
Ryan Tannehill.
Get out of here. Kicked in by the Browns. So what? The Browns are fraudulent. The Browns are fraudulent. We can all agree on that.
Tennessee's defense is very suspect. Their offense is completely reliant on Henry having a good game.
Right.
And when actually people hit Henry, he's not good. He looks like he's good when he's in the open field, but if you line up and smack him, he's not that good, and that's when they struggle.
No way. Tannehill has leaned on A.J. Brown more than once and won games because of it. Well, yeah, they're wrong. The quarterback's still going to throw the ball. No. He said that their whole offense relies on Derrick Henry. That's not true.
I bet you in those games, Henry still had a huge game. Yeah, does A.J. Brown make a play or two that's big? For sure. I mean, other people have to step up. But their game that they're staying in it is with Henry having a good game. If he doesn't have a good game, they're not good.
There was like 4 weeks in the middle of the season where he wasn't Derrick Henry every game. And they won. They were winning. They're a winning team.
They went on a losing streak there. You sure it wasn't during that time?
Look at what they did. Look at what they did last year. I mean, how do you not put any respect on them? And you're telling me the Buffalo Bills have a better chance of knocking off it?
I think the Bills are better than Tennessee for sure.
Corey Davis has been one of the best wide receivers the past 4 or 5 weeks in the whole NFL. Quietly, Tennessee's a decent team. Their defense is definitely suspect, but they have no chance against Pittsburgh.
Their defense is as good as the Raiders. That's why the Raiders don't have a shot.
Raiders stink.
Complete garbage.
Raiders stink.
I think it's either the Bills, Chiefs, and Steelers coming out of the AFC. Those are really going to be teams that look like they didn't come out. Mike, why does nobody ever respect Tannehill?
I don't know.
Because he has toes for thumbs?
Because Miko Grimes dogged them, so everybody remembers that.
Sure. It's all Adam Gase' fault. At the end of the day, and I tried to tell you this, and I tried to tell a lot of Jet fans, the guy's he's poison. He's just poison. That's all he is. He's just terrible. But me personally, I think the Steelers have the best chance coming out of the AFC. Right. I have a question for Steeler Rex. Steeler Rex, besides, like I said, obviously the 2 top teams in the NFC, the Chiefs and the Steelers. If I know as Steelers fan, if you were to say a third team to go to the Super Bowl to beat those teams, or the third best or the third toughest AFC team coming into the playoffs right now, what would you say?
I think it's honestly up in the air between a lot of teams. I think they're all kind of mediocre. They have their weak spots. I'm serious. Like, none of them are that good.
That's not why we're laughing.
Taylor Rick, what's your take on that?
I mean,
I can't hear Zach that well.
I mean, Buffalo seems tough. I guess we'll see this Sunday. I mean, that's going to be that could be a deal breaker there. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, so it'll be Sunday
Buffalo
night.
wins the division?
Buffalo wins the division. I mean, I still got to play. I guess the Browns are lurking. I mean, they have 9 wins too. So, but let's be real. Buffalo's not.
Nah.
No respect for the 8-win Dolphins right now.
I see Buffalo winning the division, I guess. But I'm shocked at the Dolphins, honestly. You know what I mean? They've been awesome. So, my buddies from Miami, the Dolphin Maniac, I've been talking to those guys a lot, and they're just thrilled, you know what I mean? Yeah. And they were calling me the other day saying if there's one team to, stop the champagne popping, they would want it to be the Steelers. So, now that that's out the window, I said, hey, we're rooting for Miami too, because, what the heck,
I'll tell you what, though, I didn't want the Steelers to stop momentum, and yeah, that 72's got to stick with us forever.
Yeah.
As of right now, it's really all we got because
it's all we got.
Yeah.
If Dan Marino won a Super Bowl, you could have.
Oh man.
I don't care about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got that Dan Marino Pittsburgh connection. As a Steeler fan, we always liked Marino and the Dolphins. So it's one of those. Until they
coming out of Pitt.
As long as they're not playing, and it's you're rooting for Dan and Dan the man. So. But yeah, we'll see.
Oh, I got to charge.
How about the NFC guys? Who do you think of the top 2?
I hate to say Green Bay, but
I don't know how they do it.
Green Bay.
I disagree. I think I think Tom Brady's been awful this year, like garbage, but they'll end up putting it together and making a run in the playoffs. It'll probably be them, depending on how the seeding goes, them and probably the Saints when they get Drew Brees back. I don't think anybody else in the NFC is that strong, but if Brady can do anything, I think he's been terrible. People keep saying he might be up for MVP. I don't know how. I think he's been awful.
Right.
But I think they pull it together.
So, I'm every season I'm in on the Packers, and this is probably the first year that I'm not. And I was just telling Ryan before the show, I find that Aaron Rodgers improved last year to me. And I'm rooting for him, but they always find a way to lose games in the playoffs, big games that matter. So I have to eliminate the Packers. The Seahawks haven't really been the same team that we've seen, in my opinion, in the last year or two, even though DK Metcalf is insane. I actually have a comeback year from the LA Rams, and I think that if there's going to be a team in the NFC that can really that surprise a lot of people, I think the Rams have a chance to go back to a second Super Bowl in 3 or 4 years. Yeah. They have been great in my opinion. The past few weeks, their defense has been awesome.
Robert Woods stepped back up too.
Yes,
he's been doing great. Jared Goff's been playing a lot better. What do you think, Mike?
For some, I just think Seattle figures it out. Russell Wilson. I just think he figures it out, and I like Zach with the Rams. I think they're a dark horse. I think they're going to knock off, New Orleans in the playoffs. And I don't even know, is Minnesota in contention right now? They're playing really well.
2 games out.
No, because there's a third wild card team this year.
Yeah, but
they're still like 3 games out from that.
Yeah, they're like 6 and 6
they're
now.
2 games out of the playoffs. I'm pretty sure. I don't.
Yeah, the NFC. A lot of teams have really good records. They're at least 2 or 3 games out, I think.
I'm pretty sure about that too.
I disagree. I think
except for the Giants. What is that? 5 wins, first place, 4 wins.
I think Washington's gonna win it.
NFC East is going to take it all. They're going to be the Super Bowl representative.
One
of those teams.
That would be great.
Right? So nobody thinks the Giants or whoever comes out of the NFC East, nobody thinks that they have a shot at a win.
You always have a shot.
I think they win the first game.
The playoffs are a different animal, and if they get a decent matchup, as long as it's not against like a Packers team,
that's going to be though.
They don't have the quarterback play to win a game in the playoffs. They don't have the quarterback play.
Oh right, they could beat the Saints with a taste of a quarterback.
Watch your mouth, boy. Nobody. They can't see you, but yeah, that was my father. For anybody listening, big Packer fan. Boomer, I think he was talking to you, or maybe he was talking to Zach. He said, "Watch your mouth, boy, when you talk about them Packers."
I wasn't talking. I said they don't play each other. So the Redskins are going to get a wild card team.
I still have a big problem with you. That's why I don't like talking about the Packers with you, because I know you hate Aaron Rodgers. I hate you.
It should just make you appreciate Aaron Rodgers even more because he's throwing to absolutely nobody right now.
What do you mean? He has one of the best receivers in the league.
I mean, aside from Adams, there is nobody there.
Devontae Adams is a freak.
So what? I mean, that'd be like Derek Carr has nobody to throw to either, and he does it.
Darren Waller.
Okay, so you named one person. Do you think would you rather have Devontae Adams or Darren Waller?
What's the other rookie besides Ruggs?
Mike
Edwards. He barely even plays.
All right. So the Raiders or the Packers have a better receiving staff?
Packers.
No way.
Yes.
They have the best receiver in the league.
Devontae Adams. You compare him with Waller. That's their go-to guys.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the supporting cast.
Has just as many touchdowns as Waller.
And Valdez Scanlon.
Tanya, the tight end for the Green Bay Packers.
Scanlon is a freaking nobody. He stinks.
Scanlon's good.
He stinks.
No way. Tanya
I've had him in fantasy. He stinks.
Well, Adam Rodgers. You see what you're doing to me? You see what you're doing? Aaron Rodgers makes him look good. Then I don't know what to tell you.
Derek Carr has nobody besides Darren Waller. Nobody.
David Carr.
Nice.
Yeah, so for anybody that doesn't get that,
I mean,
it's not a show until you say David Carr.
From the Eagles, it made him look good. I mean, Aguilar looks great on the Raiders. He was terrible for the Eagles.
He was good in the Eagles until all of a sudden he forgot how to catch the ball.
He still does that from time to time.
Yeah, that's true. So
he still does that.
So let's stay on the Eagles for a second. Does anybody else think that Carson Wentz's mental game is completely done and
it's destroyed?
They did it to him themselves.
They did it.
And Sam Darnold.
No, Sam Darnold's not done.
I think they both.
No, Sam Darnold's going to go somewhere else to be good.
Yeah. But think about besides just what they've done to him. Think about getting hurt and then watching Nick Foles take your team and win a Super Bowl and become Super Bowl MVP, and then leave and it goes back to you and you suck. Like that's.
It's not just that. Like he was going to be MVP. And he carried that team to being great and in the position they were in. And, yeah, Nick Foles had a great run in the playoffs. I still think he's garbage, and he's proven that. But either way, they ruined Carson Wentz on their own by keep inflicting this, put Nick Foles in, like, right after he came back from an injury. And then when he gets injured again and Foles gets in, and then everybody wants to keep – I mean, he just needs to go somewhere else, and I think he'll be fine. I think Philadelphia – I actually think that Peterson, without what's the name? The Colts coach now. I think without him, he's been terrible at play calling. He tries to go for fourth downs in the dumbest times. Like, he's not a good coach.
Yeah, I agree. How about this? I just thought of this. Wentz to Tampa Bay.
No.
I think Brady needs to retire, so I'm okay with it. Brady
sucks.
Retiring.
Brady sucks.
He's not going to retire.
No, he's not. They'll have to drag him out of there.
Say that again?
They're going to have to drag him out of there.
If they would win the Super Bowl this year, I think he retires because then he says I did it without Bill Belichick and I can be done.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah,
So where does Carson Wentz go then? If he's not going to be an Eagle next year, where does he go? To the Jets?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's going to have the number two pick. They're going to take a quarterback.
Probably.
What do you mean? Isn't there a quarterback right behind Trevor that they're saying is going to get picked in the top 5 if there's a team for a quarterback? I don't know. I don't watch college.
The kid from Florida, right, Puma?
So say that again.
He said, "Excuse me." He's typing a report.
My boss messaged me. Yeah, I had to respond.
The Florida Gators quarterback. He's good, right?
Trask? Yeah, he's good, but he won't be it'll be Justin Fields, if anybody, going number 2. Trask is good, but he'll be mid, like 14, 15, someone that falls around there. I think you got a good chance of the Vikings maybe walking away from Kirk Cousins. You got a chance there.
Too much money.
You got a chance with the Bears walking away from Trubisky and from Foles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities for him.
They're saying because Rivers is only on 1 year, so they're getting rid of Rivers next year. The Colts.
Yeah, he sucks
I
too.
don't know.
And I heard
Really?
they're gonna get rid of Rivers, and I heard they're gonna trade for Matt Stafford. That's what I heard.
Why would Detroit get rid of Stafford?
They want to do a total rebuild because their coaching staff and GM's fired and they're just garbage.
That's what
What's 20 more years of failed success?
But hold on, but that doesn't make sense. If you're gonna replace Phillip Rivers, why would you bring in Matthew Stafford? Why wouldn't you go like real young?
Because they don't have a good draft pick, so it's going to depend on how that falls.
But there's like 3 or 4 young quarterbacks being rotated around the league.
So you could have someone sit behind Stafford.
You could grab a Donald, a Wentz, you know.
Well, so what I've read, not saying that it's true, is that Bill Belichick loves Sam Darnold. He's really hoping the Jets get rid of him, is what I've heard.
Yeah, but if the Jets get rid of him, they're going to trade him. He's not going to go to New England.
What? You don't know that. You don't have a lot of leverage with the number 1 pick to try and trade.
What do you think the Jets could get for Darnold, realistically, right now? A third rounder?
Third round pick?
Yeah.
Maybe a third rounder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he becomes a Patriot.
And a player. You have to get a player with that too.
Yeah, third rounder and like a bench linebacker.
No. You need someone. You need starting defensive back. You need a starter
for a quarterback that has the sixth sense and sees ghosts. No thanks.
You need a starting defensive position.
You're not getting a starter for him.
You're not because you have the number 1 pick, so there's no leverage available for you. It's either keep him and draft a new quarterback or trade your first round pick.
That was the Cardinals with Rosen, except they're just dumb. And just after a year, I don't know. I still think Josh Rosen can play quarterback in the NFL.
So do I. He's actually on Tampa Bay's roster. He's under Brady's tutelage right now.
Yeah, you talk about a guy that maybe could wind up in New England. There's somebody right there.
I think he might stay in Tampa because I don't think Brady's going to last long.
Wait, hold on. You don't think Cam Newton's staying in New England next year?
Cam Newton sucks.
I know he sucks.
Yeah.
No.
I could go out there and do what Cam Newton does. Jesus, he can't throw for nothing.
Yeah, they only signed him to a 1-year deal.
Is it only a 1-year deal?
This was Cam's latest hairdress for the meeting.
There it is.
Well, you don't like this in New England?
Yeah, it's a 1-year deal. Most of it is incentives. It's like a 1-year deal for like $1 million. The rest is like incentives. It's nothing. They may just go with Stidham next year if they can't get a quarterback.
They'll get a quarterback. Boomer, also another quarterback I wanted to ask you about. What are your thoughts on the Texas Longhorns quarterback?
He's a piece of shit. The guy is absolute garbage. So since this year players can come back, he's probably going to come back for his 6th year. He's got nowhere else to go.
Why wouldn't Lawrence come back since he said he doesn't want to play for the Jets?
That's
he might if he comes down to that.
He still might.
Wait, he said that?
Yeah.
Who the hell wants to play for the Jets? They're they're the Detroit Lions. They suck.
Yeah, no, I heard that. I thought he actually said it. I didn't know we were still like. I didn't know that.
I would say it.
Yeah, he said like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing." Yeah, that's basically what he said. Yeah, I remember that. I hope he comes out and says,
"Why is this Texas quarterback so bad?" I actually think he was terrible.
Sam Ehlinger he's not good. Look at their success of what they've had with him. It's none, and they have one of the most talented recruiting classes year in and year out. All he can do is run. So if he's going to go play running back or tight end or something, sure, but he can't play quarterback for a lick.
Okay,
for a lick.
Fair.
He can't play quarterback for a lick.
Not a lick, not 2 licks, not 3 licks.
No licks.
So, do we think Jalen Hurts is going to wind up taking the job?
Yeah, that's his team now.
Or do they go something else next year, the Eagles?
No, they drafted him. They're going to absolutely give him at least a full year to.
Rick, you're shaking your head.
I agree. Hurts, he's the man now. I think. I mean, the backlash. What you see. I mean, I'm just watching from afar on Twitter, and it's like, put this guy in, give him the reins, let him go. And I think that's where they're going.
I think he's going to fall flat on their faces at some point, but this year probably. So.
Most rookies do when they start.
See, but I think
he's just not a good thrower. Period.
I disagree, Boomer. I think he is a good thrower. You forget that what he did at Alabama way before. So let's forget Oklahoma, what he was doing at Alabama way before Tua came in. He's the reason that they were in that championship game in the first place. But
He was also why they're getting their ass kicked in that championship game in the first place. Till Tua came in.
That was his first bad half of football all season now, right or wrong. He was nominated for the Heisman. No, he might not be nominated for the Heisman.
Yeah, for Arizona. For Oklahoma, he was.
Oklahoma, he was. My thing is you don't find that he would fit Peterson's system very well?
I don't think he's good enough to be a starter in the NFL. I think he's a competent backup and can come in and make some plays and maybe, get you some stuff going on like right now with everything being bad. And he might be able to make some plays that wow you and get you entertained, but he ain't going to win you a bunch of games.
Okay. All right. Well,
Mark it. Save it. Let's go back to that in a few years.
I like the transition because you guys mentioned Tua, and that's something we haven't talked about yet. So I'll give my take on it. I think he's been good, not great. I didn't want him in the first place. The defense is basically carrying the team. It almost doesn't matter who's the quarterback right now. Fitzpatrick was definitely playing better, but they're still winning. And you guys might remember this, but I said last year I would like it if the Dolphins took a quarterback in back-to-back drafts, 2020, 2021.
I remember we had a talk on that. I do remember that.
Yeah, and it was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And you were like, and re-sign Rosen.
Yeah, was it?
Load them up.
So how about this? Report came out a few weeks ago after they started Tua, and everybody was, throwing their hands up. How could you start Tua now? You guys are winning games. You're about to go against Aaron Donald and the Rams. Well, a report came out that the reason why they were starting Tua was because originally we had a Week 11 bye week. They moved it back to, Week 6, I think it was, or something like that. And no, it was later than that because we were
I think it was like 8, Week 7 or Week 8.
Whatever it was. And report came out and said that they wanted to start Tua because they were planning on starting him later after the bye week anyway. But now the bye week got moved up. They want to see what they have in him so that they know if they need to go another direction next year and draft another quarterback, which they still might do. So, not so stupid now, huh?
They ain't doing that. Whatever report you're reading is, dude, he's going to be awesome. He's coming off a hip surgery with no practice or anything. Like, yeah, you got to put him out there to see what he can. He's going to be, I think he's going to be great. You got to give him time. Obviously, he hasn't played football in a while, and he's stepping straight into the NFL. I think he's going to be great. If you draft another quarterback, I mean, that's just stupid.
So I think you do need to draft another quarterback, but not in that sense, not in the sense that you're pumping your fist.
Second, third round. Third round.
I'm saying fifth, sixth. I'm saying like a small school because at the end of the day, you don't have anyone else on the roster besides Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Mike,
you don't want those to be your only quarterbacks. You're still going to.
He wants us to wind up with another Pat.
No, but I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying you need a backup for Tua. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to do a quarterback.
You're invested with Tua for the next 3 seasons after this year, regardless. So why are you going to start the clock on another rookie quarterback this upcoming draft when you can go sign a veteran like all the guys that we just talked about that are going to be looking for new jobs?
You just said Carson Wentz, whatever, bro.
Carson Wentz.
You're asking
You are nuts if you want another quarterback.
He wants Trevor Lawrence. He's greedy. That's what it is.
I don't know why you want a
I do. I want a quarterback.
That's not what the front office wants. The front office wants Tua, and then they need guys to sit behind Tua, and he needs Tua to
I have faith.
That's what they're going to do.
We need a big-time wide receiver in this draft. Big-time wide receiver.
Or running back.
We can probably find one later in the draft.
I think if you get Clemson's running back, that's huge for you. Travis Etienne would be huge.
Well, we have Houston's first-round pick as well. So depending how they finish, that's a top 10, top 14 pick.
Or lower and lower, however you want to look at it. But, yeah, that pick at one time looked like it was going to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah, it'll probably be around 10, 11 now.
That's great.
Yeah, I'll take that. But I'm telling you, we have 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. Give me a running back, a wide receiver, and a quarterback. In 3 of those first 4 picks, I'm good for the rest of the draft. Do whatever you want to do.
Go ahead, draft 3 kickers. I don't care.
Yeah, all right.
Go ahead. Draft a punter.
You can never be a GM. Listen to me.
That's it. I'm done. I'd walk out of the room after that. We need
Ron's the guy in Madden that drafts the first 4 rounds and then simulates the rest of his team.
Mike, they also need somebody to go on the other side of Xavier Howard. So. He can't be out there by himself.
He's doing just fine. 8 interceptions. Minka Fitzpatrick, who? That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. No disrespect, Rick. But we're not big Minka Fitzpatrick fans over here.
He's a traitor.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I get it. We lived through James Harrison going to New England, so being sabotaging the team, I guess. I mean, you went out. Your losses are a gain, I guess. Bad attitude, but no one's seen it here, I guess. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, But
Harrison was a legend already, though. Like Harrison's a Steeler, no matter what he did going out the door.
I don't know. I'm still bitter. I'm still bitter. I mean, and I was at the Super Bowl where he ran it back 100 yards. You know what I mean? I'm still bitter.
Awesome. Yeah.
I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah. My buddy's a good friend with him. And what's that?
Is that just you, or is that like how Steeler Nation feels?
I mean, it's half and half, honestly. I mean, you're sleeping through meetings and blatantly trying, fake snoring and during. Listen. Saboteur, get out. I want nothing. It's right now. I root for the logo. I don't root for the name on the back. Like Herb Brooks. The name on the front's a hell of a lot more important than the name on the back. And if that's on your team, out.
Yeah. Well, that's why I love Brian Flores. See, Adam Gase tried to be that guy, but it didn't work. He just fought with everybody and made everybody hate him. But Brian Flores is that guy.
I enjoyed so much in my fandom career when he signed with the Jets. I'm sorry, Zach, but I just
I was laughing.
I mean, I just couldn't be happier that he went to the Jets to just do what he did to the Dolphins to the Jets, man.
And Jets fans were happy to have him.
They were like, oh, this is great. I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say that.
No, not you. The Jets fans in general were like, oh, we got our guy. We compare him with Donald. And I'm going, did you not just see what happened for 4 years with us? Like, what are you talking about? I told a few people, after coming to your team, get ready to only go left and right, and you're not going up and down the field at all. You may go down the field. You're not going up the field.
And your top 4 players either cut or traded.
Yeah, and he did that to you, too. He did the same thing. Jay got the only player with 2 2,000-yard games in a season, and gone. Adam Gase he's horrible. He's the worst.
Yeah, especially when you interview Mike McCarthy, even though he's not doing a great job with Dallas. That's not the point.
He would have been good with.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's not the point I'm getting at. It's just when you have.
Yeah, the Dallas situation is messed up.
Yeah, when the resume is better on someone else's end, and you go with Adam Gase, that's a red flag.
Circling back to kind of Dallas and the Giants, their offense is doing really well last 4 or 5 weeks. And this is without Saquon Barkley. Last week, without Daniel Jones, playing with Colt McCoy. Who knew he was even still playing?
Their defense did.
Yeah, but their offense has been playing a lot better than they did for the first half of the season. So with that said, do you think Jason Garrett gets another head coaching job next year? Because he's currently not coordinating with the Giants.
Yeah, they're saying he has offers and that he's going to be a top candidate.
Well, then those teams are idiots. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Huh?
What teams are going to need head coaches next year? Houston. I can see him going to Houston. Jason Garrett in Houston with the
that'll really stick it to Jerry Jones too, man.
That'll really stick it to Jerry Jones.
He sucks. It's not going to stick it to Jerry Jones. The guy can't coach. It would be
he's an above average coach.
He is slightly above that.
It's just like vanilla.
No, he's actually
what it is.
Exactly average coach. Is exactly what he is. He's 8'8". Exactly.
No, that's who's that from the Dolphins, Ronnie? The Dolphins coach that used to clap for field goals.
That's Jason Garrett.
Tony Sperano, man.
There he is.
Rest in peace, Tony Sperano.
Whoever gets him, they're not going to go anywhere. He's not a good coach.
Yeah, he used to do the whole.
We'd be down 28-3.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep, that's right.
Nailed it.
He loves field goals. Nobody loves field goals. That's true. What were we just talking about before?
You mean Dallas
politics or something? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
How Boomer's a liberal.
Right. Jason Garrett, and I was bringing up Houston. So if we don't think Jason Garrett is going to be a head coach next year, or if you don't think he's going to Houston, then who do we think is going to be Houston's coach next year? Because that's going to be a hot commodity job. I think guys are really going to want to go there. I mean, Deshaun Watson is kind of like my favorite quarterback in the league. I think he's awesome. I think that they did him a huge disservice by taking DeAndre Hopkins out of there. I think they helped out DeAndre Hopkins, but if you were going to fire the coach and you were thinking you were going down that route anyway, how do you get rid of your best player? You know what I mean? I mean, good.
Because the coach was the GM too.
Right, exactly. So I think they should have kept Hopkins and just got rid of Bill O'Brien sooner. But
I think they should have kept Bill O'Brien as a coach and got a GM. Bill O'Brien is a great coach. He sucked as a GM.
Yeah, but you can't do that. I don't even think that's not an option. You can't tell him step down as GM, stay on as coach.
He only did it for like a half a year.
Yeah, but I don't think he would do it permanently.
Well, he sucked at GM. That's what you got to do. Be like, hey, before the season, if he's going to even try and make that trade, you're like, hey, before you make this trade, you need to decide, do you want to be a coach or a GM? Because if you want to be a GM, you're getting out of here because this is the dumbest trade ever.
Boomer, your team signed a coach to a 10-year, $100 million contract.
Yeah, and how's that working out for him?
Not great.
What do you mean not great?
What do you mean?
What year is this of the contract?
Third.
And what have you gotten out of it so far?
Oh, what, we have maybe made the playoffs. We can maybe make the playoffs. It was a complete rebuild. There's nobody. He has no offensive talent. Our offense is great. What do you want from the guy? Our defense sucks. Paul Gunther needs to go. But what do you mean? What is any other team done that's been just as good as the Raiders?
No. You were advising on a GM position, so I'm just saying. Technically, that's 30%.
Yeah, and they have Mike Mayock, who is the GM.
$30 million is gone.
What do you mean? How's it gone? They look good. They're young. They're getting better every year. How is that 30 million years gone?
They haven't made the playoffs, and they're not going to make the playoffs this year. Yeah, the first year they were there. Good point. The first year they were there, they won like 3 games.
So what?
All right.
This is not year 3. Isn't this year 4?
Is this a 10-year contract or a 1-year contract? Explain that to me quick.
2016 season.
Is it? Yeah. What?
2017.
Is it? Is this year's 3 or 4, Boomer? You lying?
Third. This is third season.
2017. Right or wrong, Boomer? This is his 4th season.
His first year with him was the 2018 season.
2017 season.
Oh, there you go.
Uh-oh.
4.
Are you looking it up, Rick?
You're 40% through that contract there, Boomer, and you don't even got a playoff.
I think they're fine. You guys are crazy. They beat the Chiefs. They're the only team that beat the Chiefs. And they almost beat the second time.
Okay, so
I don't get what you was wrong with John Gruden. The offense is great.
The regular season award? Is that what you want for beating the Chiefs?
It's not the regular season isn't even over. You don't even know what they're gonna do yet.
It doesn't need to be over. The Raiders won the regular season medal. That's what you get for beating the Chiefs.
No, the season isn't over. You don't know what happens through the rest of the season. If they beat you guys, if they beat you in 2 weeks and they beat the Colts this week, they're going to be in the playoffs. You think a lot of NFL teams want to play the Raiders and their offense? They don't. Their defense sucks, but
Zach just found out he was wrong.
Yeah, it's 2018 was the first year, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Boomer said, "Suck it."
I thought we were friends, Zach. You wouldn't fucking ruin that.
I really did with 2017 as the first year.
So that's my fault for agreeing with a Jet fan.
Yeah.
Should have knew better right there. Yeah. So, all right. Let's go around. Ultimately, what do you think? Make your Super Bowl picks. We'll start with Boomer.
Oh.
I think the Chiefs for the whole year have honestly been not even that motivated, and when they need to score, they score. I think when it comes to playoffs, they literally just run through everybody. I don't think it's going to be a competition. They'll walk into the Super Bowl, and I think it's depending on how the NFC falls, it's either going to be Tampa Bay or the Saints. I think in the Super Bowl, depending on how they play each other at what time.
So, what you think? Breeze comes back and maybe brings them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a tough ask. All right, Mike.
Probably Seahawks, Chiefs. I don't know who would win. Let's go Seahawks. I'll make the actual prediction. They will win the Super Bowl this year.
All right, Rick.
I mean, nothing would bring me more joy than whooping Tom Brady's ass in Tampa in his home stadium and watching Ben hoist the 7th Lombardi. But if we're knocked out, I mean, I don't see anyone stopping the Chiefs. I mean, they're just so tough. And it's like, even if you score on them, they're just going to zing it down the field and score one more time than you. And, you know,
Yep.
the only teams that can stop them, I mean, great defense. I mean, if it comes down to it, I will not pick against the Chiefs if they're in it. They're going to go back to back if my Steelers are knocked out. So that's what I'm seeing. And I mean, I have no problem with that as long as Tom Brady loses. I'm happy, you know.
I think the world is happy when Tom Brady loses.
So you're definitely picking Tampa Bay to go in the NFC?
I'm picking. I just feel like that's a story that's going to play out. I mean, I hate to even see it. I'd like to see them get knocked out no matter what, but that's my dream choice. When it was week 2, and I said the same thing: Steelers, Buccaneers, go down there, beat them again. Won the Super Bowl down there in '43. We'll win it again this time against Brady. So I'll stick with it.
I would just hate that if Brady could add being the first person to play a home Super Bowl
Yep.
to his resume. I don't want to hear it. You know?
Agree.
The kind of things that happen with Tom Brady, though.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the types of things that happen with Tom Brady. That's why I don't want to deal with it. We left that stuff in New England.
It's rigged.
Let's put it that way.
Rigged election, rigged Super Bowl.
Hey, you're right.
That's right.
Tom Brady's whole legacy might not even exist if it wasn't for the Tuck rule against the Raiders. So
That's right. That's true.
Big part of history there, Boomer.
I agree with that too. So everyone hates Tom Brady. We agree.
I still like him. I think he's amazing. But
you hate Aaron Rodgers. I can't.
I don't hate Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's one of the best quarterbacks ever. He's only made it to one Super Bowl. The best quarterbacks ever don't make it to only one Super Bowl.
You don't think he's one of the best quarterbacks ever? And
he's not top 5 to me, no.
Yeah, I've said it before.
Top 10, but he's not top 5. You got to be able to make it to more than one Super Bowl. If he does that, it jumps him up.
As a pure quarterback, Tom Brady is not top 5.
You know why you want to argue this? Because you want to argue that Dan Marino is because he can't win a Super Bowl either. That's why you
Boomer, watch it. Good. I hope you fell down there, Boomer. It wasn't the camera. It was you.
That's not why I said it. But is Dan Marino in the top 5? Yes, he is. But Tom Brady, as a pure quarterback, is not better, and you could
not better than Marino. Not better than Marino. No way.
He is. You guys are nuts.
He's not. He's not.
You guys, I don't care whatever happens. If you win 6 Super Bowls and you go to 8, there's nobody that made it to one Super Bowl that's better than you, no matter what. I don't give a shit if they have the most passing yards, anything.
I mean, it helps when you got the other team's playbook. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, listen.
Right. That's right.
Spygate.
And when you can control the
if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That helps. Yeah, how about that? That's right, Boomer. You're rooting for cheaters. We don't do that.
That's the Democratic way, right,
you ain't
Boomer?
trying. Get over it.
That's right. That's right. What are you, a liberal? You cheat?
That's how those Democrats do it, Boomer. Aren't you in a blue state?
Oh, look,
No,
this
I'm a red state.
playbook
You're a
was
blue
dropped in at 3:30 a.m. Where did this playbook come from? I don't know. A semi-truck pulled up, dumped every team's playbook in the back door. I don't know. Maybe it was Hillary. Maybe.
There's been a pile of 32 other playbooks.
Yeah.
So I would blame Bill Belichick for that, not Tom Brady, because Tom Brady doesn't need the other team's playbook. He only needs his own. The defense needs the other team's playbook.
And he needs the refs' help.
So the defense needs the other team's playbook, but why don't you contribute to defense when we're talking about 6 Super Bowls? Why don't we talk about the other 22 people on the team?
Because you're not talking
defense.
That's fine. Guess what?
So
We're not talking about who has the greatest defense ever. That's not the argument.
The argument is who had the greatest kicker. And now without Vinatieri, they wouldn't have any Super Bowls.
Most points scored. Nobody has
That's a
more
good
points
point.
scored than Adam Vinatieri in the history of the NFL.
3-point victories
How did
every
this turn
single
into
time.
Aaron Rodgers can only make one Super Bowl? And we're talking about Adam Vinatieri.
Tom Brady is not the greatest quarterback ever. Because
He is by far. And the only person that can catch him is Patrick Mahomes right now.
I won't accept the Super Bowl argument. I won't do it. It's football. He doesn't play defense. You need everybody on the field to contribute. And again,
No,
Rick,
you don't.
I gotta go there. I gotta go here. No disrespect. If Tom Brady is one of the best quarterbacks because of his 6 Super Bowls, then Terry Bradshaw is right there because he has 4.
He probably is top 10.
That's just not true.
He probably is top 10. Yeah. You're the only one that doesn't think that about Terry Bradshaw. You're
He's
the
top
only
one. I mean, he's top
Yeah.
2, you know?
He's in the other room, guys. You got to be quiet. He's hanging out.
That's right.
He's watching.
I think you're the only one that hates Bradshaw. I like Bradshaw. I think he is a top 10 quarterback.
He's a winner. Bradshaw was a winner.
He's a big gamer, man. That's it. And you think about the stats back then. It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Comparison because it's football. It's not basketball where you can contribute to championships to one person. You can't do it. You just can't. It's not Dan Marino's fault he never won a Super Bowl. It's because he didn't have a full team, and nobody argues that. So how does that logic not work the other way? I don't know. I spit hot fire. You can't keep up. Somebody argue with me.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm waiting for you to stop talking.
Just bring up Scottie Pippen.
This is why. If you name the top Peyton Manning, how many Super Bowls did he go to? He wasn't even clutch. And he wasn't even clutch.
Peyton Manning is the greatest regular season quarterback ever to play the game in the NFL, period, the end.
I don't disagree with that.
Peyton Manning is the greatest quarterback to ever play football.
Aaron Rodgers is, because I'll tell you this. I'll tell you right now.
What?
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers is a bad man.
He is the perfect quarterback. He has the legs. He has the arm. He has the clutch gene.
What do you mean? They blew a 14-point lead to the Seahawks in like 2 minutes and missed the Super Bowl like 6 years ago. What was clutch about that?
He's better legs than Drew Brees. He's got a stronger arm than Manning and Brady. He's got probably better clutch gene than Brady and Manning put together. I'm confused as to how
he makes better throws. He throws through tighter windows.
Tom Brady argument.
You guys are so dumb. If this was all true, he wouldn't only go to one Super Bowl.
I think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Tom Brady.
I disagree. That's just because you're hating Tom Brady.
I mean, just as a pure passer, though, I mean, I think all of us in this room could make a 5-yard out at least 50% of the time, you know? That's Tom Brady.
When your receivers are open. I mean, like wide open. Like Brady's
my God.
running perfect routes.
Being a quarterback is more – Brady's leadership and being a quarterback is more to that team.
5-yard pass.
Than Aaron Rodgers.
5-yard pass.
If you switch roles, Aaron Rodgers with Bill Belichick isn't going to 8 Super Bowls. It ain't happening.
He might have went to 10.
Ego.
He might have went to 10. You're right.
He might have went every year.
No. Nope.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
You guys are nuts. Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady. It literally makes no sense whatsoever.
Pure passer, Tom Brady does not come close. Name a time where Tom Brady has thrown a ball through 2 defenders. Name a time where Tom Brady doesn't make the
He's
throw.
won MVP more than Aaron Rodgers.
So what? He doesn't make the He's been in the league 7 years longer than Aaron Rodgers.
Rigged.
Next to me right
You guys are like every real statistic category. You guys are just like, oh, that doesn't. But he throws such a beautiful ball. He should win.
Because the statistical categories you keep bringing up are team things.
No, Tom Brady right now tied with Drew Brees most touchdowns ever. I get it. He played forever. That's always your excuse. He still did it. Part of longevity, availability is the best ability.
He's been on the field throwing football 8 more years than Aaron Rodgers has.
That doesn't matter.
8 more.
And if Aaron Rodgers can throw when he's 43, let's see if he can do it. Because I guarantee he can.
That's what he's using today.
Yeah, but I'm saying he doesn't make the throws these other guys make. He doesn't make the throws that Peyton Manning was making before his neck surgery. He doesn't make the throws that Aaron Rodgers makes every single week. He doesn't make the throws that Drew Brees even makes. I think Drew Brees is a better pure passer than Tom Brady.
So you're telling me the year when Tom Brady had his only unbelievable whiteout ever and they went almost 19-0, you think that he didn't make great throws that year to Randy Moss? It's just a joke what you're saying. They almost went undefeated in the entire season.
Okay, I'm not saying this is how I look at it. Tom Brady is the best game manager there ever was.
That's what a quarterback is.
No, not necessarily.
Yes. You play to your strength. If you manage the game and keep your
Wait, are you
offense on
talking
the
pure
field,
passing
and keep their
or game
offense not on-
managing?
Well,
There's
Well,
a
now we're
big
switching.
difference.
Now we're switching over
I'm
here.
talking as a pure passer.
Pure
he is not
passer.
even top 5. As a game manager, he's the best ever. But would I rather have a pure passer or a game manager on my team?
So would you rather go to 1 Super Bowl or go to 8? Let me
I'd
know.
rather have somebody that I could.
Sounds
put the
like you
ball
want to
in
go to
their
1 Super
hands
Bowl, Mr.
in
Draft
any
2
situation
quarterbacks
and
2
know
years
what's
in a row.
Getting Boomer all fired up, Ronnie.
Fired up.
You know,
Scottie Pippen.
guy's not going to sleep tonight.
Scottie Pippen. Mike.
Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen, what about him?
He's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, I know. I mean, guys, I don't know. I got nothing else. I'm worn out at this point. Boomer wore me out. Does anybody have anything you guys want to talk about? Or?
Supreme Court? I mean, I don't know. No.
Yeah, how about you fix that voting over there in Pennsylvania, goddammit?
Hey, listen, I've been trying.
Yeah.
I did my part.
Talk politics. We could do that. We'll do that in another episode. I'm fine. I don't think we're going to disagree.
I would love to get into what
That
he
might
thinks
get more
in the
heated than
Pennsylvania
Tom
region
Brady.
of America.
Yeah, but we'll get heated, but we're all going to agree with each other, so it's not going to get.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are liberals on here.
No, definitely not me.
All right, so I guess we'll wrap that up. Another episode of Ronnie Talks. We the Fans reunion with special guest Hall of Famer Steeler Rick. You all guys want to give the Instagrams, Twitters one more time? We'll start with Mike.
You can follow me at Whoop. There it is. WHOOPTHIERITIS. And my eBay store, Amp Cards and Collectibles, for all your collectible needs.
Boomer.
At Boomer821, listen to the Boomstick. That's where you'll hear us argue about politics. My buddy's a lawyer. He's a liberal piece of shit. And we like to get into it and argue about everything that's happening today. And it's a good time.
All right, and you got something?
You can just follow me, Zach Style, Instagram. I don't really do podcasts or anything, but I am a political activist. So
We're in all the rallies.
No,
Who knows? We're just all the rallies. So
Staten Island.
I saw it.
you told me out this. So,
That's right.
follow me there.
And Rick.
Twitter, you follow me, R Holman, HOLMANII, Roman numeral 2, and then Instagram, Rick_Holman, HOLMAN 79. And I don't put anything political because, I'm a teacher and doesn't really go over well.
Yeah, they're all
stay
liberal
neutral.
pieces of shit over there. You got that right.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for coming. We're definitely going to do this again. We'll be back with We the Fans. Another episode of Ronnie Talks. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it.